Polymarket's Washington debut. A failed spectacle Polymarket, a prediction market platform, attempted a high-profile launch in Washington, D.C. with a 3-day Situation Room pop-up bar. The event, intended to showcase the company's legitimacy and growing influence, quickly devolved into a technical and logistical disaster. Despite ambitious plans, the bar struggled with basic functionality from the start, leaving attendees stranded with drink orders but no working betting platforms. A bumpy launch. Neil Kumar, Polymarket's chief legal officer, framed the event as a coming-out party for the company in D.C., aiming to establish a presence amid regulatory conversations. However, the launch was delayed by technical issues, forcing bartenders to take orders manually while guests waited. Joshua Tucker, Polymarket's head of growth, had planned the event using viral marketing tactics similar to those employed by MrBeast, but the execution fell flat. The core promise of real-time betting on geopolitical events proved unfulfilled. Broken promises and empty screens, the primary draw, dozens of screens displaying live prediction markets alongside news feeds, failed to materialize. Attendees, including media, Hill staffers, and curious onlookers, found themselves staring at blank monitors, except for a decorative betting orb displaying hypothetical outcomes, e.g., Russia x Ukraine ceasefire by end of April. Despite claims of government support and even reports of administration officials attending, the event was plagued by malfunctions. A meme-driven atmosphere as the night wore on, Polymarket announced technical issues and an early shutdown. Attendees largely treated the event as a spectacle rather than a functional betting experience. Many present had never even used the platform before, and the promised competitive betting environment never materialized. Instead, guests scrolled through their own social media feeds and filmed the chaotic scene. Regulatory context. The failed launch is notable given Polymarket's past regulatory battles. For 3 years, the company was barred from operating in the U.S. after a $1.4 million CFTC fine for operating illegally. The event was strategically timed following an acquisition intended to circumvent these restrictions and assert the company's legitimacy in Washington, D.C. The aftermath. Subsequent days saw only minor improvements, with working screens eventually displaying CNN, Fox News, and a Pentagon pizza tracker instead of real-time markets. Recurring power issues forced further shutdowns, and attendees largely treated the event as a party rather than a serious betting venue. Despite the debacle, Polymarket acknowledged the situation with a tongue-in-cheek social media post, suggesting a degree of self-awareness about the event's failure. In essence, Polymarket's Washington launch was a misfire. The event underscored the challenges of bridging the gap between the unregulated world of prediction markets and mainstream acceptance. The spectacle ultimately served as a reminder that hype and ambition alone cannot overcome logistical shortcomings or regulatory hurdles.